Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm super excited to share with you a new palette in my collection, one that I am so excited to have finally. It is the Paulina palette by Blush Tribe. Now, I just wanted to show you it came in this sleeve that looks exactly like it. It came really well packed because this is actually an indie brand that is in the UK. So it usually takes a little bit for it to get to you if you do order from Blush Tribe. I did a first impression and then I did a makeup look and I did a review on the Hasina 2 palette by Blush Tribe. So this is now my second palette by them, but I can link some of those videos down below in case you're interested. That one is lots of purples and greens. This one has some of that as well. You'll see in a second. But I actually got this one way faster than I got the Hasina 2. I spoke about in that video that it took a long time to get that one. And because typically what they do, I think this seems to be what they do normally, is that you pre-order the palette and then that's when they put them into production. And then when it ships out, then it can take anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks sometimes to get to you because again, it's coming from the UK and you do have to pay for shipping. You know, that is pretty typical for indie brands. I don't usually like to pay shipping, but I totally get it for something like an indie brand. So, you know, and also there are lots of discount codes. Paulina has her own discount code. I can put that down below. So you can usually save a little bit on the actual products. That'll maybe cover some of shipping, if not all of it. It just depends. But this palette is $28 and I'll show you the inside and then we'll talk about Paulina in a second. It's absolutely beautiful. I don't even know if it's coming across on camera how beautiful this is, but we will go ahead and swatch them. Of course, it's really going to be more the way that they perform on the eyes, but I'm just kind of curious about how they swatch, and we'll do that pretty quickly because I don't want to waste our precious time doing that, but I do want to do a first impression on this one, and then I will later do you know, a full review on this. But this one only took like maybe just about 2 weeks, maybe a little less than 2 weeks. So it wasn't too bad. I expected that. You know, the only frustrating thing is that you can't track it. And I love to be able to know like when something is coming and when to expect it, you know, and you can't do that. But that's all right. I totally understand how, you know, complicated that stuff can be. But so something about Paulina, she is another YouTuber and she is from Sweden. She lives in Sweden. And I found her sometime during 2018. I haven't been watching her for that long. I think that I found out about her from Angelica Nyquist. I'm not totally positive, but I think that's who I found out about her from. She's a smaller YouTuber, Paulina is, and I think she's wonderful. She's so sweet. I've interacted with her quite a bit on YouTube and also in Instagram, and she posts a lot of videos and she has a very colorful, bold makeup style, and I learn a lot from her. I enjoy seeing her looks, and she's just got a fun personality, and again, is so, so sweet. And so I definitely wanted to make sure and support her when this came out. Didn't hurt that it is absolutely gorgeous, but I also wanted to get it because I really wanted to support her and get this palette because it is a limited edition. It's not going to be around, you know, once they sell out of it. It is still available right now as I'm filming this, so if that changes, I'm sorry, but as of right now, it is still available, so you can buy it if you want it. Like I said, I have tried another palette from Blush Tribe, the Hasina 2, so I imagine this is going to be a similar quality, which means that I probably am going to like it, I'm hoping, and I'm super excited. So let's get started with the swatches. I will also link down below the video where Paulina talks about this palette and talks about like all of the shade names and what those mean to her. So in case you're interested in hearing about it from her, you can go and check that out. And she's been doing a lot of makeup looks with this palette, so definitely go and check out her channel if you haven't already. She really inspires me when it comes to colorful makeup and trying to just be bold and not be afraid of different color combinations, and she's just super fun to watch. So I'm gonna go ahead and swatch these real quick, and I'm gonna prime my eyes as well. We're gonna just do the eyes first because then I don't have to worry about any type of fallout, which I didn't have too much of, I don't think, with the Hasina 2, but it's just nice not to have to worry about it. I've been preferring doing that lately. I'll kind of go across this way. This is a pretty shade, Friends, this neon green. There's that one. The next shade is Sige, which is named after her dog. That is a beautiful shade. Very pretty. The next shade I do not know how to pronounce. I'll show you up there. It's this one right here. I'm sure that if you watch her video, you'll be able to understand. Ooh. Oh, that is a very pretty shade. Ooh, I might have to use that one today. That's gorgeous. And then there's a little bit of a lighter green called Humble. There's that one. All right, now moving on to some of the pinks and purples. Got Thing-a-Lang there. Oh, that is really pretty. Super pretty. Then we've got Angel, which is one of the two hot pinks in here. This one looks like it might have to be built up just a little bit more, but that's okay. And then we've got Salma, which is actually named after the owner of Blush Tribe. That's my kind of purple right there. Oof. Look at that. That is gorgeous. Okay, and then there's the shade Paulina, which we know who that is. Gorgeous hot pink. Oh my gosh. A little bit powdery, but that is okay too. Ooh, stunning. And then the last shade, just wiping off my fingers, is Aubergine. That's actually an eggplant, if you didn't know. Ooh, pretty purple. Pretty purple. And this shade was in the Fall Fusion palette by Blush Tribe, I believe. See that right there. Oh, they look absolutely gorgeous. The hard thing about doing a first impression like this is trying to decide what you want to use, because you just want to use every single shade. Absolutely gorgeous. You know, it's just so hard to decide, but of course this is not going to be the last time I play with it. It's just going to be the first impression. So we'll try and use a bunch of them just so that I can, but then you'll just have to stay tuned to hear my thoughts on this palette. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and prime my eyes. I'm just wiping this off of my arm here, which is kind of sad, but gotta do it. And then we will come back and start working on the eyes. Let's go ahead and get started. I think what I'm gonna do is use some of the pinks and purples in my crease. And then I wanna use the shade that I can't pronounce on my lid, because that shade just, that shade is so gorgeous. I mean, they're all gorgeous, but, and then maybe I'll use some of the shimmery purples on my lower lash line so that I can do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the shade Angel, which is this hot pink, and I'm gonna blow that out into my crease. That's kind of how I'm going to start. Sometimes purples, you know, especially dark purples that are matte, can be hard to blend and can be, you know, patchy. I definitely had that issue a little bit with the Hasina 2 palette, which is not unusual. It is really hard to formulate matte purples. So I just think that this might help with that. And even though this looked pretty sheer in the swatch, obviously there's a nice punch of color, and this is a fluffy brush, so it's not even expected to be super intense when you apply it, but look at it. I mean, it really is. It kind of matches my headband there. I need to get some like cute headbands for when I pull my hair back to do my makeup. I basically just use these like, you know, gym ones, like ones that I wear when I work out. Yeah, this is super easy to work with right now. I'm gonna go in with a little bit more of a precise brush into Paulina, just because I want to use her shade. It'll be interesting to see too if these like stain the eyes at all. I don't have that issue too much, and even if it does stain a little bit, it's not like it lasts, and so it really doesn't bother me. But you know, these kind of shades, pinks and reds and stuff, can really stain quite a bit. Yeah, I had a very, very easy time with that, so that's good. And so now I'm going to take the shade Aubergine, and I'm going to put that onto the lid a little bit, but also into the crease. Okay, so I was just kind of going back and forth, adding a little bit of the purple and, you know, blending it out with the pinks, and it blends very, very easily, I think. I'm not like totally done, but, you know, for now, I mean, it just seems like they're blending together very, very easily. You know, when I put that on, it was able to just kind of like blend right into the pinks. Super, super nice. So normally I would, well, not necessarily normally, but like I'm tempted to do a cut crease or a half cut crease because I know that these shimmers usually need a little bit of something, but I want to just give them a chance on their own. So I will use a glitter glue just because, like I've said many, many, many times, so sorry for repeating myself if you are not new here, I always use a glitter glue because of my slightly hooded eyes, because otherwise it just transfers like immediately, and it usually does anyway, but this helps it a little bit. So I want to put a little bit of this on, but I'll give it a try with a brush first. I probably am going to go in either with a wet brush or my finger, just because, you know, usually that's what you need to do with most shimmers, and at least from the ones in the Hasina 2, they definitely needed that. So we'll see. These did swatch really beautifully, so maybe they won't. But those were finger swatches, so let's give it a try with a brush and see how it goes. Just wiping my brush off on my color switch because, as usual, my brushes need to be cleaned terribly and I haven't done it. So, all right, so like I said, I'm gonna take this shade right here that I can't pronounce. I need to go back to her video and remind myself how to pronounce it because I do not remember. So a lot comes off on the brush, so let's just see. See, you know, sometimes you can't assume. Can't always assume. It's definitely like kind of flaky, so like I'd be careful if you know, have done your face already, because I can tell it's like loose. It's not super tightly packed in the pan there, but I'm doing my eyes first, so that's okay. It's beautiful, super beautiful. I'm just curious to see what happens if I do wet it a little bit, just to see, but honestly, you don't need to. So it seems like these shimmers, or at least that one, is better than the Hasina 2. So that doesn't make too much of a difference, I don't think. You tell me if I'm not seeing that it's making a big difference, but I think that it does just fine. We can try it with a finger on this eye just to see, but very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. And I think depending on like what you put this with, it will look more blue or more green. Like I think with, you tell me how it's, at least to me, it may look different to you. Like when I'm editing this, I might be like, no, you're wrong. But at least to me in the camera right now, it looks more like blue right here. But I think if you put it with the greens, it's gonna look more green. So that's kind of a cool shade. Okay, so I'm gonna try it with my finger just to see what happens when I do that. Oh, it's so beautiful. Oh, okay. I think it's a slight difference, but I think I might prefer it with my finger. So if you don't mind doing it with your finger, I would maybe suggest that. But I mean, you don't have to. It looked great with the brush. I mean, not horrible, but I definitely did get some fallout with that, just so that you know. I definitely did get a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna blend that shimmer. Maybe I'll add a little bit of Salma just for kicks to kind of blend between the purple and the green shimmer. Just because I'm trying to use everything in here. And I know I can't, but I mean, obviously I could, but you know. Pretty, super pretty. Love that. A little bit more of that. Now I'll go back into aubergine. Making sure to bring that up a little bit just so I don't lose it too much in those pinks, you know. So it definitely like can, you know, as nicely as it blends, it can almost like blend away a little bit if you're not careful. So just trying to do that. Very gently blended out those edges just so that I didn't get too carried away and blend away that purple too much. So this is what we have so far. I don't think that I'm gonna do I wanna do any eyeliner? I kind of think I wanna leave it alone and not do eyeliner. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my face, and I will come back and do the lower lash line with you. Okay, we're back. So if you want to know anything else that I'm wearing, just check the description box. I'll put all of that down there. We'll go ahead and do the lower lash line as well as the inner corners, which there isn't anything for that, but, and I'm not sure what I want to do for that yet anyway, so we'll wait on that one. But honestly, that doesn't bother me because I have so many other things I can pull in, whether, you know, something for the brow bone, something for the inner corners, because that's not universal. You know, we talk about wanting certain, like, you know, bone colored shades or highlighty shades in a palette. And believe me, I want those sometimes too, but they're not universal. So I don't have a problem with them not being in there, especially when it comes to, you know, an indie brand palette. I'd rather it just be like all fun shades. So let's go ahead and do the lower lash line. Like I said, I think that I want to do some of these shimmery purples. That's what I think that I want to do. So I'm going to go ahead and take Aubergine, the dark purple, on a little bit of like sort of a, well, actually I might take it on the same one that I used to pack it on and just kind of use the top of this. That's what's really nice about this brush. It's the W23 from Isom. I'm gonna wipe it off just a little bit so there's not too much on there, but I'm just gonna get a little bit on the tip of this so that we can kind of make it targeted but also blown out a little bit. And then I'll put the shimmers on top. So I don't really want the pink on the bottom, but I'm also not really feeling the greens on the bottom right now. Just not right now. I'm kind of connected to the top, but, you know, just to bring it together a little bit, but just kind of do that. Super pretty. I like that. Okay, and then I'm gonna take a smaller little brush, and I will spray these, I think, just so that they stick a little bit better. So I'm going in first with Salma, the darker one, on the outer half. And then I'm gonna go in with Thingling. I couldn't resist using this shade. It's so, so beautiful. I cannot resist purples. They're just my favorite. This one also seems pretty loosely packed, just like that green one. So that's another one that you would probably wanna be careful with. I might bring this one and wrap it around, and we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I brought it up and wrapped it around a little bit. I might put something on top just to brighten it up right in that inner corner, but I think that looks really pretty. I think I'll take a little bit of Steal a Kitten, a classic, beautiful shade, just to pop right on top. Yeah, just to brighten it up a little bit. Better. And then I think I'm gonna take Marc Jacobs. What is this called? I should remember. It missed me because I use this all the time. I don't know why I didn't remember that. I'm gonna add some mascara and then I will be right back. Okay, so here is a close-up of the eyes just so you can see. Let me know what you think about the look down below. It really seems to be the same formula that I really enjoy from the Hasina 2 palette by Blush Tribe. And honestly, I think it's even seems to be better. Like the shimmers in here impressed me way more than the ones in the Hasina 2 palette. Like I said, these two that are the lighter ones, definitely you need to be careful with them because they're a little bit loose, but that doesn't bother me. I just, you know, now that I know that, you know, I know how to treat those shadows and does not bother me. They were way more punchy than the ones in the Hasina 2 palette. I mean, no base, you know, I used a glitter glue, but that's it. I didn't, you know, need to do anything special to it. You saw how it looked when I applied it with a brush. I definitely did prefer it with a finger, but it doesn't need it. So just absolutely gorgeous. These mattes performed super well. They were pigmented, but they, you know, I didn't have trouble blending them. They weren't patchy. This one, by the way, Paulina, it definitely has a little bit of a shimmer in it, but I feel like it doesn't really translate too much on the eye, so I don't know. But it's not a satin. It's definitely like a matte with some like micro glitters in it. I think these are pretty similar when they end up on the eyes. This one just is a little bit deeper, but they're not too different. That's okay though. I mean, it seems like these are a little bit more different as far as the green mattes go. And I'm very excited to play with these shades because I obviously haven't gotten a chance to, but I used a lot, I think. So if you're interested in seeing me do another look with some of the greens, then let me know in the comments below. But obviously I'm going to continue to play with this, and I will do a review on this coming up pretty soon. And so far it's performing like the Hasina 2 palette, which I did really enjoy. In fact, it seems like this purple is behaving better for me than the purple in the Hasina 2 palette that I struggled with just a little bit. So as for a first impression, it was great. I really like the look that I came up with. It's not like super unique, but I still really love it, and I think it's very pretty. And I'm excited to play more with this. So let me know if there's anything you'd like to see with this palette, you know, any other specific videos or looks or anything like that. But other than that, I just wanted to say, if you are watching this, Paulina, so happy for you. This is such an amazing thing, especially for a smaller YouTuber. I think that just shows how much everybody loves you and, you know, how talented you are. And I'm so proud of you as one of your subscribers, and, you know, I consider you a friend. I'm just super happy for you, and I couldn't be more thrilled to support you in using this palette. All right, so that is it for my first impression try on with the Paulina palette by Blush Tribe. I will link it down below. Like I said, when I am filming this, it is still available, so hopefully by the time this goes up, it still is, and you can get your hands on it if you are interested. I mean, you saw how it performed, so there you go. If you like this video, please make sure and give it a big thumbs up. That really does help out my channel so much. I post videos every single Monday and Thursday, 8 p.m. Central Time. If you are not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. I would love for you to stick around, and I really hope to see you next time. Bye.